5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Strange Planet Podcast.
Hey! Are we recording? We are recording? I don't know anymore. Hey!
Hey, everybody!
There we are.
Psych, you thought you had to sit with this guy.
I know, those Anthony Alone episodes are the effing worst. Welcome, everybody, to the Strange Planet Podcast, the strangest of all the podcasts on the strangest of all the planets. We are your hosts. This is
Corey James.
And I'm Anthony Zavatek. Thank you for watching and listening on all of our platforms that we provide you.
All of them.
All of them.
We're actually on 2 new ones now. We're on
Really?
Podbean. And
Hey.
we're on Spreaker?
Spreaker?
I think it is.
Podbean listeners and Spreaker listeners.
It's like two of the biggest like podcast
Yeah,
hosts.
I've heard of Podbean.
Yeah, and
so
I just I don't know. It was easy to make a thing and put our RSS feed on there, and it just flows out of there. And as soon as I did that, I checked the listens last night, and we jumped up it's like 300 some listens, and within a couple hours. So.
I got to re-put the SoundCloud on my phone so I can monitor the listens because I haven't done that yet. Hey man, how was your week?
Good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, right.
I don't really remember anything
know.
spectacular happened, but
Yeah.
it was a good week.
Did you have a get together Saturday night?
No.
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 Nobody. Well, I didn't. Jess hasn't just not been feeling well.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get out of the house.
Yeah, I just chilled.
There
I
you go.
watched a couple movies.
Nice.
I don't remember what I watched.
We did a big movie day this weekend. I forget what day it was, but we watched a lot of stuff,
Oh, yeah?
like a ton. Finally watched Shape of Water.
Really?
Yep.
Finally.
Finally.
Jeez, only like 6 months late.
Amazing.
Fan freaking tastic.
Amazing. Like even just the first when it opens up, the opening credit scene is beautiful.
Yeah. Everything about
And not
that
just
movie.
because you get to see a naked lady. That's cool too. But like it's just beautifully shot. Yeah, right?
It's just
what's up with that? You have to do it-
jackhammering.
You have to do it in the tub. Can't do it somewhere else. And why do you sleep on that couch? You got a whole bed over there, lady. Come on, work with me here.
Well, she's a weirdo.
Yeah, aren't we
obviously.
all though?
Yeah.
Richard Jenkins, I thought stole the show in that.
Oh, yeah.
Her neighbor, I
Yeah.
thought he fucking stole the show.
Oh,
Like,
the thought that went into every detail in that movie. If you get a chance, watch the special features on that
Oh,
movie.
cool, yeah.
Her wall in her living room.
Yeah.
That like crappy looking wall. If you watched the this on the special features, they talk about the artist who did that wall, and he did there's 30 layers of different. He started with a wave. He actually painted a wave on the wall, and then kept layering paint until it was so thick on top of it that you can barely tell what was there. It looks like
That's
chipped
cool.
paint and stuff.
that's bad.
But it's just stuff. The thought that went into something
Yeah, right.
stupid like the wall in the background that you're gonna see
That's
a lot of the movie, but you're never actually gonna pay attention to it. You know,
That's
what I
a
mean?
Guillermo del Toro specialty right there.
Good for him with the finally getting the freedom of doing a rated R movie and going in that direction.
I know, right? Quite proper. We also, it was funny, it was late, I think it was 10 o'clock, and we were just let's just watch something stupid. So we put on San Andreas.
Oh, yeah, that's watching something stupid.
We were loving it. We were just loving making fun of that
Everything
movie.
over the
Just
top
How
about
is
that
The
movie.
Rock able to figure everything out? There's not a natural disaster on this planet that The Rock can't fucking beat. He'll beat it. It was crazy. And I hate Carla Gugino. I've hated her for a long time. And that movie did not help.
That movie is a big ball of poop.
Yeah, it's just
The
a big ball
CG
of
in that
poop.
movie's bad.
And then how do they make Mr. Fantastic one of the most cowardly people ever? How do you
the
do
part
that?
with the windows at the end with the chick getting trapped in the skyscraper and
Yes.
oh,
Yeah, crazy. And it's yeah, I was like,
it's definitely one of those movies where you're like, let's watch a movie that we can make fun of.
yeah.
But enjoy it.
It was not bad.
It's
That's the
enjoyable.
thing. That's the thing. It's enjoyable because you can laugh at it.
Right.
At some points I felt terrible laughing at such mass destruction.
Everyone's dying.
Everyone's dying, and I'm laughing like
Is
a hell
that
demon.
the one that has is Paul Giamatti
Yeah, Paul
the
Giamatti
scientist
is,
that has the smallest, most dumbest point in that whole movie. Like, he does not matter.
He's actually got a huge part in that movie.
Only at the beginning, and then he's gone, isn't he?
No,
like,
they show him like 600 different times.
I watched it the one time.
Yeah,
I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti plays the seismologist.
Yeah, I knew he was the scientist, dude.
And yeah, he goes to, in the beginning they go to the Hoover Dam, and then his Asian partner dies, but he survives and he makes it back to Caltech.
Yeah, I don't remember that
Yeah,
at all.
oh man, you must. Yeah, you really didn't watch the whole thing.
No, I mean, I watched the whole thing, but
You didn't really
I don't
pay
think it
attention
actually
during the whole
like
thing.
stuck at all.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Let's-
The only part I can really remember is that end part with the windows
Those
and
windows.
the water rising up.
Yeah, right. Stupid stuff. All right, let's get on with the show. We got a big show today.
Yeah, Marvel news is piled
Marvel
up.
news is out of this world. Our comics,
No.
nothing. Radar.
What did I read? Started reading something.
Mm.
I started reading the first run of Spawn. Did I tell you that?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I just started reading the first run of Spawn.
Nice.
I don't know if it deserves the hype that it
I
has.
know. No, I know.
But,
I understand.
That's for another day.
It's another day.
Yeah, no on the radar, no new comics.
Sweet. Well,
Move
good,
on.
because we got a ton of shit to get to. Marvel
on.
news. All right. We had a little trailer drop.
The day after the podcast last week.
I know, right?
Always.
Day after the
Always
podcast.
get the big stuff the day
Always
after.
good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally got, and I was wrong, all right? I'm going to say it right now, I was wrong. I said a couple of months ago that we weren't going to see this movie. They were just going to cancel it. We got the trailer.
I think it's going to be the final
Yeah.
Fox film.
Yeah. They owe it to him for that.
Which, going out on this note.
Dark Pheonix trailer dropped last week. Full trailer. Boom. No teasers, no nothing. Sweet teaser poster. That was like trailer to
It was like
trailer.
the day before, wasn't it?
It was like
We got the
it was like 12 hours before.
Yeah.
It was like trailer tonight, and boom. What'd you think?
I'm not okay. So if you like the X-Men movies,
Okay.
you're probably gonna like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind the trailer.
I know.
I felt like I almost forgot for how much we've been talking about this movie for so long. I forgot that it's a sequel
Yeah.
to Apocalypse. Like
Yeah.
I almost completely forgot that fact until watching the trailer, and I went, "Oh yeah, this is like a direct sequel to all the X-Men movies that I personally like."
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm with you. I enjoyed it also. I thought it was kind of perfect for the X-Men, Fox X-Men.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. And Fox X-Men trailers are always better than the movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're cutting all the good parts and you're putting it in there.
Yeah.
So
There's gonna be a lot of stuff in there.
I thought it was really cool.
I thought they gave away too much.
Yes.
And I think it was blatantly obvious that this is not the movie that they were going to release.
No.
Like, I don't think we're going to get any of the cosmic stuff
No.
that was in that test
No.
movie that they showed the people that they decided to reshoot 90%.
Well,
of
that's
the movie.
and I'm kind of okay with that because it is.
But that's where the Dark Phoenix comes from. That's why everybody's a little bit
not in the Fox universe.
No.
Like
No,
that,
I
and
agree.
and that's the thing.
And that's why I'm
like,
fine with it. But
Right.
I could see where comic book fans are a little bit like, again, we already got a Dark Phoenix
Right.
that wasn't the Dark Phoenix that it was supposed to be.
Right.
And you had the chance now to do it, and you're basically doing the same thing over again.
Yeah. I feel like if they went to the cosmic side, that it would be just too much for the end.
That's another thing. I hope with all the reshoots that they did to this movie, and now we finally get the trailer and we know it's coming.
Yes.
I hope that they did something in this movie definitively to end it.
Yeah.
I hope this is a cap on that run.
That would be awesome.
I
Did they
really
move the
hope.
release date?
It's like,
June 7th?
no, it was still February. It said on the trailer it was February.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm on the Wikipedia page and it's saying
Earlier it was like
June.
it was like
It was supposed
the
to be
last
February.
week of January or something.
It was supposed to be February because the whole thing is like it's going up against Captain Marvel basically.
Yeah.
It's gonna get its ass kicked.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get its ass kicked.
Right.
We already know that. But the trailer giving away too much.
Okay.
Here's the 3 things that I noticed from it right off the bat. Mystique is going to die.
Yes.
Mystique is going to be killed by the Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. They are, they're at the funeral, of course.
The funeral is obviously going to be Mystique's funeral. You see her face in the X-Jet with the flames, and she goes like that. And then the next cut is Beast crying with his head on her head, holding her. And then the next shot, Beast is with Magneto's team against the X-Men.
Yeah.
So I assume after Professor Xavier is the one who caused the one he loves to die, he's going to separate and also go with Magneto.
Yeah.
So basically, they gave me the whole movie in the trailer.
Well, see, I think that's kind of, we saw that, like the relationship between Professor X and Beast is dissolving. And we could see when they're sitting at the kitchen table, and he slams the water pitcher away from him, and it's like, that's going to be a fucking intense moment.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good, intense moments between Professor Xavier and his students, because this is the moment where they all realize that he's been manipulating a lot of them to try to drive to his what he thinks is the best outcome, possible outcome, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're messing with people's minds,
Right.
and he is almost directly the cause of the Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't.
Could you imagine? All right, really quick sidebar. Imagine how it would, like a Marvel what if the Phoenix had always been, like, it was never suppressed.
Oh yeah, like if she was just super uber powerful from when she was like 5 years old and just like let it naturally go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. She'd be like
crazy.
the strongest Marvel being ever.
Right? Insanity. Something that jumped out to me in the trailer was I loved how everyone's back from Apocalypse.
Yes, they got everybody back.
Quicksilver's back, Storm's back, Nightcrawler's back.
And they did such a good job, I noticed, to making the actors look like the actors from the original 3.
Yeah.
In this one. Like
Agreed.
they look like they are growing up into those people.
Right.
So there's no like weird jarring feeling like this isn't the same person that I watched when they were older back then, even though it is a different actor.
Yes.
They're actually making them look like Storm's hair is slightly getting like just like Halle Berry's was.
Yep.
And the dude that plays Cyclops looks exactly like what's his face from the original 3.
Ty Sheridan looks exactly like James Marsden.
Yes.
Is what you were trying to say.
Yeah, I don't remember actors' names.
Yeah, I know you don't. I do, like, weirdly, like, I can boom like that. Now, you spoke of this end, Cap. What could it be? Because if this is, I feel like theoretically, this is supposed to be the prequel to X-Men from 2000.
Right.
So if we already...
Which is why everybody's freaking out about it, because the timeline's all messed up now.
Oh, yeah, the time...
Because
did you watch
Dark
the
Phoenix was supposed to happen for another, like, 20 years.
Did you watch Mr. Sunday Movies that released today? It talks about how the X-Men timeline is just... You don't even give a fuck anymore. Like, who cares?
Well, the thing is, there's always the argument that when they go back in time, it changes things.
Yeah.
That's the point. So things started to kind of speed up.
Right.
From what they did before, because you're trying to stop it from happening.
Yes.
So, like, it's the ripple, it's the throw a rock in a pond, effect.
What is going to become of Magneto at the end of this movie?
I think a lot of them are going to die. That's what I'm thinking is the Cap is going to be.
Let's do the death list right now. Mystique.
Oh, Mystique's gone.
Yeah, she's gone.
She's a definite gone.
Charles Xavier?
I could see him getting obliterated at the end of this movie.
Magneto.
And he's going to die when there's, like, the fight going on.
Yeah.
Because he's going to try to weirdly manipulate the Dark Phoenix into doing something for him. And she's going to just... I think she's going to be the cause of most of the deaths.
Yeah.
Which
Cyclops?
I don't think Cyclops is going to die.
I don't either. I don't see it.
What'd you think of the suits?
I like them.
You like them?
They're
the original run from the
Right.
comic books.
Right.
Before they became individuals,
Right.
when they were a team.
Now,
But do they not look like cardboard?
yeah, they look like
The
cloth.
X's look like
They just look like
uncomfortable.
felt
not good.
So here's my complaint. Those are the costumes that you should have had in First Class.
Oh yeah.
And now, since we're in 1991,
Give
92,
us the effing uncanny 90s
right.
X-Men.
That's what I'm saying.
You showed us just a hint of it at the end of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And now here we are back in our matching leotards.
Unitards.
Yeah, it's
like I have a problem. If I have a problem with it at all, it's that alone.
Yeah.
Like just that shitty costume thing.
Yeah, it's funny because First Class is supposed to be first class. It's supposed to be the first X-Men team.
Right.
But you're kind of making this the first official X-Men team.
Right.
Because at the end of Apocalypse, she's like, okay, X-Men, and everybody's standing there in the danger room wearing their suits and everything, and you're like, okay, now we're finally the X-Men. We're actually going to get an X-Men movie.
Here we go.
We're right back to...
nothing.
Which, it's okay. It's one more.
I know.
It's the end of Fox.
Yeah.
I really hope
It's
that
fine.
they had the brains. If they reshot 90% of it, I really hope they were like, okay, this is happening, but we are selling. Let's end it.
Right.
And I'm sure Disney was like, please end it.
So, real quick, before we wrap up the subject, because we got a lot more to talk about, Jessica Chastain, did you notice her in the trailer? Whenever Jean Grey's sitting in the movie theater and there's that blonde lady sitting next to her that looks at her. Jessica Chastain is an alien shapeshifter who manipulates the Pheonix. The character is a combination of different comic characters, including the villain Mastermind. Kinberg described her as the devil on Jean's shoulder, while Chastain called her character clinical.
Nice.
So it's a Skrull.
Right.
But they can't call it a Skrull.
Right.
Okay. Additionally, Olivia Munn reprises her role as Psylocke. Boom, boom, boom. That's Daniel Cudmore, who previously portrayed Colossus in the franchise, and Lamar Johnson appear in undisclosed roles, and Coda Eberhardt and Andrew Stellan portrays mutants Selene and Red Lotus.
Damn, we're getting Red Lotus?
Yep.
Wow.
So pretty big stuff.
Yeah, we're releasing introducing a bunch of characters. They're not going to end it. Why wouldn't they end this?
I know.
I feel like they're not going to.
Unless like Selene and Red Lotus are just there to die.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
We'll get like a legit X-Men at the beginning, like going out actually doing some missions and stopping some villains.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like they have like the original Colossus back, and it's like, he's gonna be Colossus? I assume.
Yeah. Why would you even show him and not be Colossus?
Right. Like so. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
But I'm
gonna go see Captain Marvel. I'm not gonna go see that.
I'm gonna go see Captain Marvel too, of course. Next up we have. Oh, okay. I just want to talk about this really quick. I don't want to spend too much time talking about something that we don't even care about.
The Gambino?
Gambit, yeah. Gambit movie.
El
All right,
Gambino.
So the Gambit movie,
still happening?
I know. I don't even get it. So the writer or the director or the producer is somebody. Do
they even have a director still?
Oh yeah, they don't even have a director.
They never announced that they had a director yet.
It's somebody working for the movie came out this week and said that Gambit is going to be a romantic comedy. I hate it.
I hated it.
I hate it.
What was this? 10 years ago when they said this was happening?
If Disney doesn't come in and just be like, you guys aren't fucking doing this.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Stop.
I think they're just messing with us.
Right.
At this point. I don't think that it can't happen.
It can't happen.
It doesn't even have a director. It hasn't even started filming. Nothing has happened other than 6 years of talking about it.
The character rights are about to jump over to Disney
so it's
in
not
like
gonna
5
happen,
months.
So let's just not worry about that.
Gross. All right. Something not gross. This Christmas season, in theaters, yeah, right? They are going to release Deadpool PG-13. Deadpool 2 PG-13. For a limited theater release, probably from mid-December to probably end of January.
Yeah.
Had to guess. How awesome is that?
This is freaking awesome.
How cool is that?
Like every movie franchise, every producer, company, whatever you want to call it, needs to be taking notes about what this Deadpool franchise is doing.
Right?
Like I hope they they released a rated R movie of a superhero, a comic book hero, before anyone else did, and paved that way for us to have Logan and all these other great movies that are coming out that are going to be rated R.
Yes.
Then they released the second movie as a rated R movie, but they're like, well, we had almost 45 minutes to an hour of more footage that we loved, so we're going to release the super duper cut that's like 4 hours freaking long.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then they announced that they're going to release a PG-13 movie so that all those freaking young comic book fans who are so pissed that they can't go see Deadpool because it's rated R, now get to go see it with their parents.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. And the money.
The money.
That's just cheddar after cheddar. They just keep slicing it off.
Here's what I'm wondering. What is a PG-13 version of Deadpool?
I don't even know.
Like, I mean, theoretically, what are you going to do? Like, you can't choppy pee-pees. You can't show mini pee-pee.
No.
You can't show...
Oh, you can't show like 90% of that freaking movie.
So, I'm curious to see...
A lot of cuts.
Yeah.
Different scene, like, you know, when he goes to pull, when Juggernaut's pulling Deadpool apart, you'll see him, like, pulling, and then it's just going to cut to the next shot.
Laying on the ground or
like,
something.
It's basically all that.
So,
and the CG is not even, probably 100%, or the blood is probably 100% CG.
Yeah.
So that's easily erasable.
Right.
And that's mainly what...
Could you imagine if they...
It makes things off.
Could you imagine if instead of blood, it was confetti?
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be
I could see them doing something like that.
Cool. Like, that would be... If they had, like... If Juggernaut ripped Deadpool apart and it was like a piñata and a bunch of candy canes spilling out, I would lose my mind. But, are you going to go see it?
No.
No.
No, I already saw it.
I kind of want to go see it because I kind of want to see what a PG-13 version of Deadpool 2 is going to be like.
Let the kiddies go.
All right. We'll have some
good on the
We'll have some kids
but
videotape
I hope
for us.
that Venom is taking notes from Deadpool 2, because if they have so much that if they film that movie as an R movie and cut it down to a PG-13, there's absolutely no reason why they can't release it on Blu-ray as an R.
True. Although I heard that the people at Sony came out this week and said that they never planned for Venom to be an R movie. There's no extra footage. It's shot. The way it was supposed to be shot.
I read a Tom Hardy interview and he said there's 40 minutes of footage that is his favorite footage that was cut.
I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard about that. And how does Tom Hardy keep getting fucked over like that?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. We're gonna talk about little Spider-Man. Far From Home is coming out next year.
Yeah.
And they've been doing some...
They just keep freaking leaking this
set footage. Are you kind of upset about that?
It's from what I heard, the ones that we saw yesterday were straight from Tom Holland. Like, right. I don't know. I don't even know if it is them letting him do it anymore. I think he's legit just doing it. It seems like every time he's on set and his stunt double steps on set, he's sitting there clicking everything.
Yeah. I'm with you. I with all the set photos I've seen over the last 3 days, kind of like getting less excited about it because I know what's going to happen. But at the same time,
I'm pretty freaking excited.
I'm pretty freaking excited. So you're going to have to show me a lot to get me not excited at all.
Yeah. They released the first one that I saw of the stealth suit.
Yes.
On the Ferris wheel.
Yes.
And it was just a blurry little hanging there.
Yeah, they have it enhanced.
And I was going to bring this up when we talked about it and say, a lot of the time when they're doing when they're filming Tom Holland in the suit, he's in that CG suit.
Right.
He's not in the actual Spider-Man suit.
Right.
So what my question was going to be was, how can you even tell that that's not just the CG dot suit?
Mocap suit.
Right, the mocap suit.
Yeah.
And that's a legit stealth suit.
No, I hear you.
But then yesterday, we got the close-up shot of him standing there, full body suit.
Yes.
And what's the stealth suit?
So the stealth suit, I don't know where it came from, but it is apparently in the Spider-Man PS4 game.
Okay. Well, there's like 200 freaking suits in that game, so they probably have every one.
They might have ripped it from the game, and like that's why they had to do reshoots. Or maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I'm just wondering. It's like, okay, so we know that he lost he does not have the Tony Stark original Spider-Man suit that he gave him, because he took the mask off in Infinity War and let it go, and it flew away, and then he gave him the Iron Spider. So from what I heard, the Far From Home was supposed to start with him back in his handmade goggle one that he made, and then he was gonna end up in a new suit again, like he always does. Oh, but we've also heard that Tony Stark's not going to be in this movie. Right. So where is he going to be getting these new suits?
Did you see the image of the stealth suit that may or may not have a SHIELD logo on it?
No, I did not.
So yeah. So there's an image out there where on the chest of the stealth suit, there's a little black on black logo.
Well, that makes sense because we have Fury and what's her face?
Colby Smulders
are both in that.
Maria
It's
Hill.
supposed to be in this. So
Maria
that
Hill.
makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe
That's
he
probably
doesn't
where he
have
gets
the
the
actual Spider-Man suit, and then SHIELD is like, hey, here's this.
You need to stop Jake Gyllenhaal. Here's a suit.
Right. And then at the end...
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of making him like a real official Avenger. Right. Like he works, they reach out to him and say, you need to stop these guys. Like,
right.
Instead of him just, showing up with the actual team and tagging along.
Here's something I just thought of. Is the MCU version of Peter Parker not as smart as Peter Parker's supposed to be?
No, they definitely didn't focus on the brains of it. I mean, he was in
the Quiz Bowl team.
the Quiz Bowl team, and he did create the webbing,
right? But they don't really,
even though they didn't show him make that. He just said that he made it.
They don't really talk about that too much.
Like Tony Stark asks him where he got it, and he said, "Oh, I made it."
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really go into detail with anything that we've. I don't know, because I guess they didn't want to retrace the steps.
Yeah, I guess
we didn't get Uncle Ben dying,
right?
But we know Uncle Ben died.
We know how smart Peter Parker is because we've been around forever. Okay,
and it's not the same Peter Parker that we grew up with.
Right.
It's the new version.
It's Pedro Parqueres.
No,
that's not right. I'll have to check my sources on that. So then we got another set photo.
Mm-hmm.
Womp womp womp.
Yeah, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Mysterio.
We got Mysterio.
We got a helmetless Mysterio.
Yeah, no fishbowl.
No fishbowl. So
Sorry,
we had
peeps.
a little discussion over the text messages about the fishbowl. It's either CGI fishbowl completely, or he removes the fishbowl during the fight to fight Spider-Man.
Which after you said that kind of makes sense because I would assume they're filming in this fair carnival or whatever in Prague. And they've been doing it for the past 2 months. They've been there filming, and it seems like there's some heavy fight going down in this whatever they're filming. So it's probably the final showdown.
That's what I would think.
So if that being true, I could see him probably not having his helmet at that point because he's not. They probably know who each other are at this point. They've probably already seen each other and fought once. He doesn't need to smoke fill his face and mirage it.
Right. Gyllenhaal with a beard in a Mysterio costume?
Dude,
that kind of thing
that
gets
costume.
Your goat? I know.
Ugh. Could you make it any better?
So good.
Freaking green with the gold straps and the big purple cape. And I can't even picture it.
I've seen a lot of people complaining because it's not accurate to Spider-Man the Animated Series. But I don't want it to be.
No, this isn't the animated series.
I want it to be like it's real life.
Right.
I want it to look...
Well, that's the thing, too, is that's what... I was staring at the picture, and I'm like, I still can't picture it happening and it being not weird.
Right.
They do a good job. I was really trying to think about Vulture.
Yeah.
And he wasn't Vulture per se. He wasn't an old bald dude with green feathers.
Big giant nose.
Yeah, but they did make him look like a vulture. They did a decent job at making him look like the vulture.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know what, I don't even know what to expect, but I'm so uber pumped for Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio.
I know, right?
If you would have told me when I was 16, just gushing over Jake Gyllenhaal, that he was going to be Mysterio one day, there's no way in hell I would believe you.
Crazy, right?
No effing way. Crazy. I'd be Donnie Darko is going to be Mysterio? That's not happening.
Maybe
Vanilla, or not Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla Ice.
Not Vanilla Sky.
That's Tom Cruise movie.
No, what's the one where October Sky?
Yeah.
Is that what
the
it's
one
called?
where he's in the coal mining town and
Yeah,
wants
he
to
makes
build
rockets.
Yeah. We watched it in like engineering class back in high school.
I think
What
that was
is
actually.
that movie
I
called?
think I want to. It's like November Sky
No,
or
I don't
October
think
Sky or
Hunt for Red October is a
The Hunt for
different
Red October.
That's a
Sean
different movie.
Connery.
Yeah, Sean Connery. Introduce our next topic. Do we have any more set photos to talk about?
No.
I didn't think so.
I don't think so. I think that was all of them.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got the last Spider-Verse trailer today.
Yeah, I guess last. Oh, it is October Sky.
It is October Sky.
October Sky.
I think that was
everybody.
before Donnie Darko.
99. So it's the same year? Wasn't
Donnie Darko was 98.
No,
97.
Donnie Darko was 2001.
What?
I'm pretty sure Darko was 2001.
Okay.
All right. Well, keep going. Keep talking.
I don't want to.
Do it. All right, I'll talk. We got the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse
Oh yeah, that's what
trailer. Final trailer?
I think it's the full.
Didn't it
the
say?
actual
No,
trailer.
it's a new trailer on the introduction.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's the final trailer.
They can't give any more.
I know,
They gave
right?
too much. I was
Yeah.
happy about it, but at the same time, I'm thinking it was too much.
Agreed.
It was too much. Like,
Agreed.
They showed everyone.
October Sky 99, Donnie Darko 2001.
Yeah.
Donnie Darko was the same year as Bubble Boy.
Yeah. Oh, that.
I
Bubble Boy.
love Bubble Boy.
What a terrible, terrible.
I
movie.
think that's a fun movie. I really do. I'm sorry. Anyway. All right. Spider-Man. Into the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
So we got a little bit of what we already got from the last trailer.
Yes. Sort of an introduction kind of thing, which was cool.
Yeah. I liked that it's this time. Like the last trailer started with Miles.
Morales, right.
And this one started with Peter
yeah.
Parker. But like, it was cool. But he was kind of doing what this movie is doing. He was telling everyone who loves Spider-Man that it's not about me anymore.
Right.
It's about him.
Yeah.
Like
That
he
was
straight
cool.
up said it to you, and you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Peter
All right.
Parker says it.
Give it a chance.
It's okay for me.
Do it.
It's okay with me.
I love that opening, like that little like. And did you notice that, like, basically the first couple of shots are like ripped straight from the first three Spider-Man movies?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff taken from anything
which
that
I
you've
thought
seen.
was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was a really cool homage to the old movies because
Yeah.
everyone kind of forgets about those movies or shits
talks
on
shit
them.
on
Right.
them, yeah.
Like, it's cool to say, like, I mean, those are the first Spider-Man movies we had. And,
Right.
like, for that time, they were all right. Not the third one.
You know, those in X-Men were the one they started this
Right.
whole effing thing.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, Blade, X-Men,
Well, I know.
and...
I know there were ones before those.
Right.
But I'm saying what we're in now, this new, just constant comic book movies and them ruling the world basically is like is because of those laying the foundation.
Yeah, right? Thank you, X-Men 2000.
Right.
That was wonderful. What was your favorite part of the new trailer?
Listening to old Nicky Cage.
I know, right?
Just his one line.
One line.
And you just look up and you just see him in his black suit and he's like, "Hey guys," and you're like, "Oh, it's definitely Nick Cage's voice."
Yeah.
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham. Yeah?
That's
How
cool.
weird was that?
Well, I knew Spider-Ham was gonna be in
Right,
it,
we
but I
all-
didn't
we
expect
all
him to be
knew
in the
it.
trailer.
I didn't expect him to make the trailer. I didn't expect Spider-Man Noir to make the trailer.
Neither
thought
did I.
that
That's
was
what I
gonna
think.
be-
It's funny that they showed us everyone that was leaked.
Yeah.
Like maybe that was why
Maybe.
they threw
yeah,
them in
that's
there,
a good
just
point.
because everybody already knew.
Or maybe they're the only Spider-Men with speaking parts. Maybe all the other Spider-Men will...
Yeah, that's well. That was our question a long time ago. Is
Yeah.
how many, and is
How
it going to be too
many?
much?
Oof.
And he says that after Spider-Ham shows up, and he's like, and I think Spider-Gwen says, "Well, how many are there of us?"
Yeah.
And it's like, oh crap! Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be this crazy end scene where
I
it's
know.
everyone.
I know.
What do you think about Kingpin?
I think that the
His
animation...
head's like sunken,
Yeah.
sunken down into his body.
Yeah, I wasn't all about the animation for the Kingpin. I thought it was really
Because
blocky.
whatever happens here is because of the Kingpin.
Right, the Collider.
Yeah.
Is what is bringing all the things and scary people and I think my favorite part of that trailer honestly was the pan over from Peter Parker talking to Miles Morales talking when they show like the scene of like Peter's reality, and then it swipes and it's Miles Morales' reality. I think that was just really cool to see, and like a really great representation of where this movie's going to take us. Thought that was awesome.
Yeah. The animation in the movie is just fan-freaking-tastic.
Right.
Beautiful.
So we've seen a lot of Spider-Man so far. We got Spider-Man, Miles Morales, we got Spider-Gwen, we got Spider-Man Noir, we got Spider-Ham, and don't we have another one in there? Oh yeah, the Asian girl who rides the mechanical spider. What was that?
I missed that part.
You missed that part?
I must have missed that
It's
part.
like an Asian girl who's riding a mechanical spider, and she's part of the whole thing. I don't know.
I mean, there's so many Spider-Man stories.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to.
So those are all the Spider-Man we've seen so far. What's the one Spider-Man that you hope to see?
Well, 2099 is going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And I definitely want to see. 2099 is one of the... beside Miles Morales, it's the biggest Spider-Man.
Yeah. It goes Peter, Miles 2099.
And I can't remember his name. It's like Rodriguez or something.
Yeah,
or something. He owns like some corporation and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like...
Do you remember in the 90s cartoon when they had the Spider-Man with the black and silver metal suit?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that.
It had like a blue spider on it.
Yeah, something like that. I want to see that.
Yeah, that was like the direct sequel to the cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, you know how Batman Beyond was like the sequel to the animated Batman?
That's right.
That was like the sequel to the Spider-Man animated series.
How many villains are we going to see in this movie? Because we saw Dr. Octopus's tentacles.
You know, you're going to see Lizard.
We saw Lizard. We saw Octopus
Predator.
Tentacles.
Not Predator.
Craven?
No, the purple dude.
Prowler.
Yeah, we're going to get Prowler.
Yeah, Prowler's there. Dr. Octopus
Kingpin.
is there. Kingpin's there.
We'll probably get the Sinister Six as a whole. Not like fighting as a whole, but you're going to see each one of them.
Do you want to see... Well, how many Spider-Men do we have so far? We have Peter, Miles, Noir, Gwen, Ham, and the Asian robot thing. So, 6. So, theoretically, those could be the only Spider-Men we see. And they could pull a villain from each of those characters' timelines. I think that would be really cool. If you got, like, Dr. Octopus against...
Who is any of Spider-Ham's villains?
I
don't know anything
I'd
about
figure
Spider-Man.
like a giant fork or...
He's a pig. What is a fork?
You could eat it.
I mean, you gotta cook them first.
No, you gotta cook them first. An oven, then. I guess a giant oven. Or a spit. Like an open fire, because he's a pig and you just put an apple in his mouth. And then you turn
He's afraid of apples.
He's afraid of apples. He's got an apple phobia.
You know what I learned about Spider-Ham?
What'd you learn about Spider-Ham?
Because I don't know anything about that character.
The first time ever somebody learned something about Spider-Ham.
The
Everybody
origin,
shut up!
The origin of Spider-Ham. It's not what you would think.
Okay.
You would think he was a person bit by a radioactive
pig.
No. He was a spider bitten by a radioactive pig. Or no, you would think he was a pig bitten by a radioactive spider.
Right.
But no, he was a spider bitten by a radioactive pig lady scientist who got radiated and went crazy and bit him. And then he turned into Spider-Ham. Yeah. I can't even remember where I learned that.
Huh.
Oh, I was on Toy Galaxy. I was watching Toy Galaxy last night, and he had a toy of Spider-Ham, and he was telling the origin, and I was like, never would have guessed it.
Never would have guessed that. That's
opposite
for sure.
of what I thought.
All right. Spider-Verse coming out December.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Check it out. Lastly, for the Marvel news, which we're still on the Marvel news,
Guess
we
what
might as well
comes
just
out
call.
Friday?
We might as well just call CF and Marvel.
Yeah, I mean,
podcast.
everybody knows we're fanboys.
All right. So this Friday.
Forget about it.
This Friday, Venom. Venom. The Fader time. All right. So, are you excited?
No.
Are you gonna go see it?
No.
Are you?
Did you see the whole scene that they released of him fighting the SWAT team?
No.
They released like a 4-minute actual
Really?
scene of the movie.
No way.
Of him when he's in the apartment and the SWAT busts in, and then he's out on the street beating the crap out of people.
Huh.
He does. He pulls a Hulk. He like
a
views
Hulk
out his
Hogan?
hand. No, like Hulk from Avengers 1 when he grabs Loki and slams him on the ground.
Oh,
he does the
yeah.
exact same thing, but with a SWAT team
That's
officer.
crap. All right, so I heard today that it's shit.
Yeah, I heard a lot of critics just fucking pooping on it.
You know what I heard it compared to today? Fucking Catwoman.
No, okay.
It was compared to the Halle Berry Catwoman.
From what I've heard so far is it just didn't work.
Yep.
And this is a Marvel movie that should have came out in 2002.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
like it's like it's like a big fuck you to everything because it's like, oh hey, you guys want an awesome Venom movie? Well, guess what? We're gonna give you a movie on par with Daredevil, and you're gonna fucking deal with it.
And you know what? Every time I watch the scene that they released of him fighting in that apartment, I feel like I watched it already.
Yeah.
Because I watched Upgrade.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's almost the exact same scene. Yeah. Not only does Logan Green Marshall look exactly like fucking Tom Hardy, so I feel like I watched it with him in it, but it's also him talking to something in his head who's making him fight someone in a dirty apartment.
Yeah.
And they look the same, and they talk the same, and it's just like, I've already watched Venom.
Yeah.
Even though Upgrade was badass.
Upgrade's probably going to end up being a lot better than
Venom. I'm sure, yeah. The twist at the end of Upgrade alone is probably better than the whole of Venom.
And it's funny because, like, we're at this point now where it's like, they're just making shit.
You know,
just to spite.
It's just inevitable that Sony's going to sell it back.
Oh, after this,
with Fox just finally selling their stuff, and then after this, they're not going to be able to make any more contracts. They're not going to make any more money, so they're basically just going to be like, okay, buy it off of us for a lot of money.
For every amount of monies in the world, no actor will sign on with Sony to do a Spider-Man universe movie. After
this right here is going to just put the nail in the coffin on that whole Spider-Man-less universe that they were trying to build.
And just watch Tom Hardy fucking take like 3 years off of acting after doing this fucking
so
movie.
bad.
Right?
Like he's freaking amazing actor.
He's one of the greatest actors on the planet right now. And you've relegated him to being in a shitty fucking Venom movie.
As soon as I read that article where he was like, there's literally almost an hour of footage of my favorite stuff that was cut from this movie.
It's like Leto and Joker.
Right.
It's, like,
it's basically him saying...
Is that something we should be worried about?
I don't know.
Are we back?
Looks like it.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
But yeah, it's a shame.
It's a shame.
And I feel bad for him because he's probably gonna.
I feel bad for Tom Hardy. I feel bad for the Venom character. I feel bad for me. I feel bad for every other fan of Venom out there. It's just like, and it's shit, and it's exactly what I mean. I hate to fucking keep ragging on the studio, but it's exactly what Warner Brothers did with Suicide Squad. They took a great idea, they got great actors, and then they fucked the whole thing up. They just fucked it all up. And when are studios going to learn? If you pay somebody to make a fucking movie, let that person make the movie.
Right.
Like, don't butt in and think that what you're doing is right. Because Sony, I'm sorry, but you're a shit fucking movie production studio. You don't make good movies. You make mediocre movies at best.
It's the same thing Warner Brothers just did with all their movies.
Right.
Every movie that they made, every actor was like, I mean, the whole fight with Affleck and them.
Yeah.
And for years now, it's been going on. Is he Batman? Is he going to quit? Is he going to do another movie? Now he was going to direct a movie. Now he's not because they wouldn't let him do his own thing.
Yep.
It's these production companies. They have a freaking death grip on all these actors.
They think that they think they know what the fuck they're doing when they have talented directors and talented actors doing talented things, and then they take it all away from them.
Yeah.
I said this, all right. So a long time ago, I said I'll never watch Suicide Squad. After about a year and a half of it being out, I ended up watching it, and I hated it. I won't watch Venom for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I just don't even care.
I'll watch it when I can watch, like it's on Netflix.
And you know what everyone's gonna do? And I hate to speak about people because I don't care about them, but it's all those idiots who don't like the character are going to be walking around wearing Venom shit for the next 6 fucking months talking about how it's the greatest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. You watched fucking Spider-Man on Fox on Saturday mornings when you were 8, and then you haven't fucking cared about the thing since. Don't come at me with your fucking Venom's a great movie. Why are you hating it? It's not a great movie, and it hasn't even come out yet. I can already tell you this.
Well, I mean, you haven't seen it yet, so
I have seen enough.
You gotta give the chance.
I've seen enough.
I mean, it's...
I'll give it a chance. But I've seen enough to know that I'm not going to like it.
Yeah. I might enjoy it.
I don't think I'm going to like it. I don't think I am. They have to do something fucking crazy. And then
I heard
what does
there's
this mean?
2 end credit scenes. From what
We'll get like the wrap up of Venom and an end credit scene, and then we'll get the Woody Harrelson. Which, how shit is that? They've already planned for 2 sequels, and the movie hasn't even come out yet, and everyone's saying it's just as good as fucking Catwoman.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't. And then what do you do with Woody Harrelson?
Right.
And if it goes over to Marvel, that means Woody Harrelson will never be Carnage, which means we never get to see Woody Harrelson Carnage.
Oh, well, we said this ruined having any of these in the MCU because it's too, like, the X-Men franchise has been going for so long, so we know
18 years.
that it's, like, people are waiting for that new something.
Right.
This is fresh. Yeah. Like, we've never had, well, we had a Venom in Spider-Man 3, but it's been a minute. So this is the fresh new take on it, and you're already destroying it. Yeah. And it's still not Marvel. So Marvel's not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole for the next 20 years.
What year was Spider-Man 3 released?
6, 7. 7.
What year was Spider-Man 3 released?
I'm saying 7.